This is the types of energy activity on page 3 of your packet. For each scenario, we're going to watch a video of one type of energy turning into a different type of energy, and then we're going to talk about those types.
Here is our light bulb circuit. We have batteries connected to a wire, connected to this switch that is currently open, and then going to our batteries. So when we flip the switch, you can see the light bulb comes on. If I open the switch, now it is off again.
So for flipping the switch, the energy was stored in the chemicals of the battery. And then after flipping the switch, then the electricity, the current, was able to flow through the circuit and make the light bulb light up, which is evidence of electrical energy.
Here we have a tennis ball, so this is our initial position. Then we'll let it fall. Now if you look when it hit the sand, notice that it left a crater right here.
So in the second experiment, this is on the left side of your page, midway through. We dropped a tennis ball into a bucket of sand, and before the tennis ball is being dropped, when Mr. Lash is holding it up high in the air, it has gravitational energy because it is it's high up and it has the potential to move from that high up location. While it's falling, it has kinetic energy because it is moving. And then when it's on the sand, or after it had moved those particles of sand, it moved those particles in a way that increased their thermal energy. And so even though the tennis ball stopped moving, the sand had moved because of the tennis ball hitting it, and that therefore it was dissipated.
All right, pendulum. This is going to be our initial position, so I'm going to lift up. This is called a bob. I'm going to lift up the bob, and then I'm going to let go, and we'll let it swing.
So with the pendulum, when Mr. Lash has it up at the top of the swing, it has gravitational energy because it's higher up than it is at the bottom of the swing, but it's not moving, so it doesn't have kinetic, and there's nothing being stretched or chemical about this. Then when it's swinging at the bottom, it has kinetic energy because it's moving, but it's also lower to the lab station and to the floor, and so it's lost that gravitational energy. That gravitational energy transformed into kinetic energy, and then when it gets to the other side of the swing, it is higher up again, so it has gravitational energy again, but it pauses for a moment and its motion stops, and so its kinetic energy reduces to 0 there.
All right, here we have a hand warmer. Right now I have not activated it yet, so this is just sitting here. It's cold. If I shake it up, I'm mixing the chemicals that are inside, so now I've shaken it up, and I will go to our one that we already shook up. So this one, you can't tell in the video, but my hands are warm. This is hot.
So when the hand warmer is motionless before it's activated, then excuse me, there is energy stored in the chemicals before they're mixed. But then while Mr. Lash is mixing them, he's moving them, so there's kinetic energy, and the chemicals are starting to mix together. And once they mix together, then that energy is thermal because it's now giving off heat and making the particles in Mr. Lash's hands and fingers warm up, which takes thermal energy.
Here we have a sphere rolling down the ramp, so I'll put it at the top, not moving yet. Then I'll go and let it roll down.
So when the sphere is at the top of the ramp, it is not moving, but it is higher up off the table, and so it has gravitational energy because it's higher up, but it doesn't have kinetic because it's not moving. Then when it is halfway down the ramp, is a little bit lower. So it's not as high as it was at the top of the ramp. So the kinetic energy. The ball is ramp. It's quick, and it's all the way on the table, which is low, transformed all of its gravity into kinetic energy.
We have our sphere rolling up the ramp.
And so Slash pushes the ball at the bottom of the ramp. It's moving in, as in the video, energy because it's moving a lot. When it is halfway the ramp, it starts to slow down, and so it loses that energy, but it does become higher up, so it starts to gain gravitational. And at the very end, it basically comes to a stop, and so it has no more kinetic. It's transformed all the way to gravitational. We're now at its highest point in the video.